Right, this is a cement mixer I bought for £16.50 off eBay because it doesn't start. And I'm just going to run through some very quick diagnostics on it. Firstly, you need to check the switch is on and the fuel is on. Try and start it, and it doesn't start. Now, I happen to know it had lots of duff fuel in it for a long time, so I suspect that it's just got a blocked carburettor. Now, what I'm going to do first is see if it runs on easy start, and if it does, then I'll clean the carburettor. This is a Belle 150 with a Honda G100 engine, which develops 2.5 horsepower. And it runs on easy start. And in fact, you can keep it running on easy start. So I think the problem is a blocked carburettor jet, because I've already had the bottom of the carburettor off and there was fuel in it. Quickest and easiest way to clean that is to take this off, which is the air cleaner housing, because it makes it easier to put the bottom of the carburettor on. First things first, fuel off, undo these two. On this engine, these are 8mm. Will still be held on by the breather hose, but that doesn't matter. And the next thing we want is 10mm, and we undo the bowl drain, let all the fuel drip out the bowl. And that also tells us that we're getting fuel through, so there isn't a blockage before there. To get to the jet, we need to take this off. This is the bowl, and the reason for taking the air filter housing off is so that we can get it off, because that comes off easy enough. It's so that we can get it back on easily. Now those bowls sometimes stick. Right, what we need is a screw. That is the bit that screws into. Further up here is the jet. We need a screwdriver that will fit up there, but only just. And then when we've got it on the jet, if we can get it on the jet, to undo it. I'm not convinced that's on the jet. I think that might be too wide. I might need to get a different screwdriver. No, that is. Right, I'll be back in a sec. Right, I couldn't find I could find a screwdriver that would go up that up here, but I couldn't get that undone. Couldn't get the jet undone, so what we're going to do is we are going to work through 3 sizes of acetylene torch cleaner. Now that there is an acetylene torch cleaner. I bought mine from M&W Engineering in Burgess Hill for £2.50 plus VAT, which is £3. So we're going to go up with the smallest one first, You want to be gentle with this. You need to move that out of the way, prod around until you find where the jet is, and then you should be able to just gently work it up until you can see it come out through there, and then we'll work up to the next size up. The idea is to remove the varnish and duff petrol that, if you leave it sitting in a carburettor, blocks it. Next size up. And there we go, all the way through. And we'll try the next size up still. Right. And the next size up doesn't fit, so I think as we work number 1 and number 2 up, that's that. So our jet is now clear. Now the next thing I need to do, I did put this on afterwards and I can't get that, which is the bowl, to seal around there. I think it's because the gasket on there is a bit old and knackered. So I'm going to make a new gasket. I can't find somewhere. I could probably find the right gasket if I knew exactly what size it was, but I don't. So I'm going to make a gasket next, and if you hold on a sec, I'll show you how to do that. Right, what we've got here is gasket paper, which is fairly cheap. I bought this for £1 in Burgess Hill. That's a scalpel. First we're going to cut around the outside. And as it's sharp, avoid cutting any fingers off. Now what we need to do is to cut out the middle, which will take quite a lot longer. Right, it's going to help to have this marked with something, so I'm just going to spray a bit of oil on here. Run all round, put it on there, hopefully, and it has, it'll leave a mark I can follow. A little bit over thick there. And this gasket will work a bit better if it's soaked in oil. So that's what we're going to do now. Right, hold on. Right, here's the gasket I've got made. Here is the bowl. That goes on top of there. It's a bit fiddly to get on there, but there we go. So let's turn that around. Up it goes. Turn it round to there. Right, incidentally, the air filter, the thing that holds the air filter on, the bolts, also hold the carburettor on, so it's a little bit loose. Right, now we turn the fuel on. We're just going to see if we've got any fuel leak down the bowl, which will take a couple of minutes to see. That looks good. Right, let's just see if it starts. And then see if it leaks. Right, well, it works, which it didn't do before. I shall have to work on what that hunting noise is. But, for the moment, we're just going to put it back together. And it's not leaking, which is a bonus. Right. Right, remember, don't over tighten these. Right, just to recap, because the video ran out, or it ran out of time on the video. So this didn't work when I bought it because of old fuel. We tested that by putting some Easy Start in it, and it runs fine with Easy Start. So we cleaned out all the fuel, took the bowl off, cleaned the jets, put it all back together again, and now it runs. So if I turn the fuel on, choke on, turn the ignition on, which is on this on the back here, the throttle on a bit, we should be good to go. too bad for £16. 50.